before we start the podcast, we are going to watch this together. Ready? Okay.
That shield represents a lot of things to a lot of people. And we're gonna do it our own way.
Are we not supposed to hear this?
Do you not hear it?
No, I don't hear it.
You don't hear nothing?
Nope.
Yeah, I love this. I hate.
We are now experiencing technical difficulties at Geek Mythos Podcast.
Let's do this one more time. What's up, Shaddy and Berber and King Lion?
All right.
That shield represents a lot of things to a lot of people. And we're gonna do it our own way.
9 symbols are dead.
The legacy of that shield is complicated.
I have no intention to leave my work unfinished.
People need something to get behind. I'm Bucky.
So,
Don't flirt with my sister. It feels like it belongs to someone else.
Yo, son, you're telling me
Wait a second. That wasn't the promo I wanted to talk about.
what the hell was the promo you were talking about?
Oh, great. Now I can't even I can't send it to you. I can't even show you.
You could copy and paste and send it to the link on the chat.
No, you're right.
Well, how much for that? And let's hit podcast. All right. Good guys, it's good. Good. All right, so that wasn't the trailer that apparently we were supposed to see with this guy. Thank you, Joey. Thank you. Joey.
Yeah, this is the promo when they when US agent comes out and he says, "Do you really want to do this?" And then Winter Soldier says, "Yeah, we do."
I didn't see that.
Oh, that had me goosebumps because I could see like the Bucky's determination to beat the crap out of him. Like, I mean, we're talking about since the first episode, this dude wanted to hit him. It's like he's finally gonna get his fight.
You know, not for nothing, but Winter Soldier stood 1-on-1 and could hold his own against Cap. That's Steve Rogers with like a lot of training.
That is true, but you know what's funny? Somebody wrote in a comment and said, you know, they were like, "Hey, Sam, give him the Hydra book." So you could go full Winter Soldier from the Winter Soldier
he
film.
just says his things and then that's it. Boom, instant fucking rage.
Because he's gonna go bloodthirsty for him.
Basically, Shaddy said Joey's haircut. Completely ignored you.
So there's some talk about the
It just turned orange for a
I
second.
might be looking kind of weird right now.
Yeah.
While I'm trying to figure out where the hell is this so-called promo that I saw. I will have to check out and
Don't mention my hair. My hair's weird. Look at that. Look at that. I do that, it's fine. I go like this, it's weird. Can't even see it properly. Oh my god.
Oh, there it is. All right. One second. Mid-season trailer. I will send it to you in a couple of minutes. All right.
Man left. God,
Oh, that's crap.
What?
It's unavailable.
Oh no.
It's unavailable.
That's why I couldn't find it probably.
Yeah. Damn, it's unavailable. That promo had me amped up because it's just like, oh man, I can't wait to see that fight actually happen. It's gonna be Sam and Winter Soldier going at it with him.
Hey, question for you. Do you know when the What If series is supposed to come out?
I mean, they already showed the trailers,
Right, but it's not.
showed a whole bunch of them. I don't think they mentioned when, but Haley Adwell, who I have on my Instagram, she was showing her like showing the trailer because she's gonna play the voice of you know, I mean, every actor is coming back to play their voice. This is the only time you're gonna hear Chadwick Boseman play his version of Star-Lord in the What If series.
Version of Star Lord. Oh, did you want me to show the people the new the Geek Mythos thing?
Yeah, sure.
All right, hold up, guys. Hold up, guys. Ready to see this one? Ready to see something? All right, hold up.
It's just summer 2021, so we got something to see in the summer.
I know we look small right now. Actually, that looks pretty good.
I just want to have a black background. I don't want to have a white background. That's the only thing I was trying to figure that out.
Daddy, what do you think? What do you guys think, man? Ready? Oh, that's not what's supposed to be. Okay, cool. Like that? I like that. I like that a lot. That's nice. I like this a lot. My man's been working on this for how long?
Yeah, for a while. I mean, I done it. I was doing. I finished it a while ago, but then I was like, let me try to do the try to work on this on Photoshop. The only thing I was able to do is really clear it up and clean it a little bit. Looks a little bit brighter.
Yeah. But you're gonna put this in first the Adobe thing, and then it's gonna make it look more of an animation style, right? Or is it like this?
No, I wanna do a black background on it.
Okay. So you know what it is then. Yes. Tell me not that looks cool, man. Geek Mythos changing it up. Summer 2021. There's something else coming in too, but you know that'll be later. Definitely later. What do you guys think? What do you guys think, man?
All right, let's get on with our broadcast.
Anyways, so Falcon and the Winter Soldier, bro. That episode was crazy.
See, I was able to tolerate because there's two shows that we watch on Friday.
Spoilers, by the way. Spoilers.
There's two shows we got to watch on Friday, and that's Invincible and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So going back to back, I felt like I didn't get a breath of fresh air when I got to the next episode of the other show.
Son, I told you. Like,
those
shits got me fucked up.
Yeah, I was like, oh. It's like, no, what? I was stunned by how graphic the entire the episode was, and it was funny because I was seeing it on Instagram and they gave it a 7. I think it was IGN. They felt that it was just too gruesome, and some of the moments in the episode felt like they try to make it dramatic and heartbreaking, but it was just the violence was just too much to make it so you could feel sympathetic. But I don't know. I felt like a lot of sympathy in those moments. So I really don't understand what they were talking about.
Okay. Well, they're saying no spoilers. Listen, man, y'all had the whole weekend to watch this. Chora, you know that I'm gonna talk about this on my podcast, guy. So you know this. Shadi, you too. I know that you want to wait until it's ending because it's 2 more episodes, right?
Yeah,
There's 2 more
and
episodes
honestly,
left.
we could actually do the episode without having to do. We're not really giving spoilers, actually.
Okay,
Because honestly, that ending in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, well, can't really. It doesn't need to be spoiled. We just could say that it simply is. It's sort of, and say pretty much that Marvel went another way, and the direction
no, I think it went the right way. I think it went the comics
no, it went
way.
no. I understand that it went the right way, but to put it on a Disney Plus show,
Yeah, that's true.
compared to how WandaVision was, that it was kind of clean cut and felt very almost. It felt almost Disney, old classic Disney WandaVision with witches and things like that. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier felt more like it was a Netflix show, like the Marvel's Netflix show, like Daredevil and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones.
Yeah, because it was more brutal. It was more
It
brutal.
was more brutal. So it's like watching the ending of this episode made me think that there's a possibility that we can get a Daredevil show on there, and we won't be afraid of it being cut and not too violent, the way we saw this episode. Or if they decide to bring Jessica Jones back or Luke Cage or remake.
Oh, I gotta tell you something about that the last scene from Invincible, where the guy literally takes over as the Empire. Did it not remind you of Luke Cage season 2?
No, it did.
Right?
Yeah, when he took over the Empire.
Yeah, and he's like,
Because he felt like he could do it
"It's
right.
my time." And I was like, yo, what the fuck is this Luke Cage?
Yeah, but he was straight Luke Cage throughout the whole thing.
He's basically Luke Cage,
penetrable skin,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
penetrable skin. He wore the gray hoodie. And also, as an artist perspective, I'm going to criticize that. It's like, would they only have one type of black guy they know how to draw? Because I swear, the black guy they just killed in that episode and the black guy that became the Empire leader now,
They look similar. Look the
yeah,
same.
I felt like this. Like, you can't draw, like I said, you can't draw black people. Like, they just confused.
Yeah, I was like, well, can you get any difference? Like,
Yeah, I felt there was in design and face design and everything.
Unless maybe they're
yeah.
dad and son. I don't know, but
yeah.
But
yeah, it was a very good episode, and yeah, that ending did really bring me back to Luke Cage.
Yeah. It's crazy how it turns out. And both shows just got me fucked up in the head, bro. I was like, yo, what am I watching? What kind of Friday is this?
I know.
I couldn't comprehend of what I saw, and I was just like, I need to be a little more grounded today. So then I started watching A Different World, because I finished Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But yeah, both shows they're so grounded. No, the first one, Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's so grounded. I love it.
Yeah.
And my boy Brandon, King Lion, he was telling me how, like, he's watching WandaVision right now, and he's watching my analysis of it, each episode on TikTok. But he's telling me, he's like, yo, there's so many things of this show that's like theories on theories on theories, and it just makes you think and wonder and what's gonna go on.
Here's something that's gonna blow your freaking mind. They just said that in the next episode there's going to be a surprise character, and then I'm like, oh god, another one of these? Are we gonna expect Mephisto again? Are we gonna who Magneto, like what they did with WandaVision? But somebody came out and said, and though this kind of feels like a good theory, that the broker is General Ross.
Nah, I don't see that.
I don't think so either. But hear me out on this theory. One thing that he disliked about how they were handling the Avengers said they didn't rest at Captain America in Infinity Wars.
Mhm.
He felt like they had such a higher authority. I feel like General
Send it
Ross
to me,
wanted
sure.
to, yeah, General Ross wanted to kind of handle America on his turn, on his way.
Mm.
I felt like he wanted to sort of
Get more
keep
political.
it a certain type of way.
Okay.
But and then bringing Captain America kind of changed that. Then we got the Sokovia Accords, which was, which was something that he started with Stark, and they felt like this was needed to keep the Avengers at a certain level, like grounded. And the fact that Captain America still felt like, no, I'm not gonna do what you tell me to do. I'm gonna do it my way. That kind of pissed off Ross. And the whole premise of the thing is that he wanted the super soldier serum.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the broker is wanted the super soldier serum. And then there's also this. When General Ross created the Abomination, he used super soldier serum. Wouldn't be surprised if Red Hulk might be the super soldier serum might create the Red Hulk instead of gamma radiation.
Well, Super Soldier Serum is already gone now.
That is true, but
So,
no.
with an alternative and some things, then maybe I could see Red Hulk coming. That'd be cool. Be dope as fuck.
It's just a theory. Because honestly,
There was
I
a
mean,
video of one guy. I know I saved it. I had to save it, bro. But hold up. There was this video. One guy, he made so many theories. He made a couple good distinctions on this episode and do I have it? Please tell me I have it. I don't have it. Dude, I gotta start liking these so I can have him. But
if not, it's probably in your history if you're watching it on YouTube.
no, it's on TikTok.
Mm.
I didn't have it. Fuck, I thought I saved it. Damn it. I remember. God, but he mentioned an Easter egg. No, I never watched Gravity Falls.
I did. Great show.
Great show. I watched some of the episodes, but not all of them.
It kind of separates itself from all the Disney cartoons that were out during that time. Kind of Phineas and Ferb and all those cartoons that just felt like an episode after episode.
Mhm.
Gravity Falls was all connected episodes. It wasn't just like, oh, it's, something happens to such and such, everything was connected, something like to lead to something much bigger at the end. If you ever seen shows where towns were kind of weird, like Twin Peaks, what other shows? It's kind of like that. It was very weirded out.
Like,
It's funny as hell too.
funny as hell. I should watch it. Or what's the other one that I keep using a song for? Something Universe?
Steven Universe.
Steven Universe. A lot of people keep saying that's a good show to
Oh
watch.
man, I watched the entire freaking seasons with my son. I love that show since
is,
the very
yeah.
beginning that I started, and then it's it was one of those things where I remember when watching it, and I could tell because they're like the crystal gems are like very Amazonian. In other words, they're all women. Steven is the only one that's a boy because he was actually, the mother gave birth to him and made a boy, crystal gem. So there was like they don't hint that they're lesbians, but they're lesbians. But and as but it's like it's kind of subtle and it kind of slips it in subtly that it doesn't feel like you're consuming too much of it to a point that's like, I'm okay with that. It's fine. I like the way it's going. And it's a very like good show. The humor's great. The heart is good. And it's kind of heartbreaking in some of the episodes. Like if you watch it like back to back, even though they're like 15 minutes per episode, during that time it was just 15 minutes long. There's a lot of episodes that I nearly freaking like teared up because of how emotional most of those episodes were.
Interesting. There's a, but you watch Rick and Morty, right?
I stopped at a certain point.
Why?
I'll have to say a few episodes of the first season.
Why?
I don't know. I think is when I was living where I was living at, I didn't feel like, I don't know, I couldn't really sit down to watch anything.
Okay,
Like
so
I wasn't comfortable.
you gotta watch it again. Because
Now I think if I could probably get into it.
there's a lot of what's it called, references to a lot of Marvel characters, but also one great episode. I think it's in season 4. It's the first episode where they basically make fun of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but the way that Rick, and there's like more Ricks out there, and it's basically the Council of Reed Richards.
Yeah.
You know, the idea of that. And then there's expansive universes where there's multiple infinite amounts of Ricks and infinite amounts of Mortys. And it's so good. And then there's like this story behind of it all. And then it's just like, okay. And the themes are really funny. It makes fun of a lot of themes. And it's also what's it called? It makes fun of pop culture as well, but it's also how do you say it? There's a really good soundtrack. I think soundtrack in season 3 and 4 I think are my favorite. But yeah, I think you'll like it. And the montages to it, it's also funny as hell. Some great montages. But yeah, I think those are we got into that because of Shadi. Thank you, Shadi, for that. So Falcon and the Winter Soldier back at it again. Oh, Discord, you sent it? Oh, I like it. I gotta add the names. I'll add the names to it later. I'll fix it up. Thanks, sure. Definitely fix that up. Oh yeah, Shadi, I forgot. I'll give you the editor in a bit. Let me just finish this and I'll add you to the editor page. I gotta add Shore to the mod page too. But the episode, it's getting. How did you like Zemo in this one and the fight with Io in the room?
What?
In the room when they come in and it
Oh my god. I love that entire scene. Just the fact that she was capable of just tearing his arm apart like by touching it. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like she just like,
yeah.
and the whole arm just fell off. And he was like, "Did you know she could do that?"
A lot of people got so mad because it's like, oh, they never really trusted him. I'm like, they created that. They should know how to do it at least. It's their freaking vibranium.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that it's not trust, but it's also, he even did what Captain did, which was put her hand on her, said, "Hey, why don't we just go?" My guy.
That was just wrong.
Did you just fucking not see what happened to him?
Even Sam was like, "You got a better chance of fighting with Bucky than fighting with them," and he still ended up getting his ass handed to him. At the end, he cries out saying like they didn't even have the serum.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then that's what kind of like also pushed him. I think that's definitely where he got pushed
I
into
think
into
it's
that
leading.
into
I
that
think it's
idea.
also, yeah. I think it's also leading to sort of the season of seeing Captain America and the Winter Soldier movie, because uh Sam was a person who helped people as a therapist who helped people who was dealing with PTSD. And I think he was a soldier that was dealing with it, and I think that's why he was sort of unhinged. I
Hmm.
don't think it's I think the fact that he was unhinged and he was a little crazy was probably because of his PTSD. It's just the Winter Soldier serum added more, because he's even mentioned there that the Winter Soldier serum is like if you know, the reason that it was given to Rogers was because he was a good man, and he knew that serum would have done more for him as a good person. That if it would have been taken by Red Skull, it would have been much worse.
Yeah.
You know, so given to somebody that's a little bit unhinged might make somebody go on a murdering spree. And with the event that took place at the end of the episode, kind of led to that. And you could tell that he was already a little off.
The symbolism of that end of the episode and just that one shot, it's just it I don't know, it speaks on so many levels. And especially like knowing history and knowing American history, it's
Yeah.
just like whoa. Even though it's a superhero, it's just like whoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it brought me back to a lot of things that I know.
You know what's funny and also was the fact that every time Captain America always mentioned his name, he always said Steve Rogers. And when John Walker says, he doesn't say his name, he just says Captain America. It says more, it says a lot about how Steve Rogers felt about the Captain America name. It was just a name given to him. He always followed by what his real name was. Like Captain America was just a gimmick. It was just something that he wore to represent America. At the end of the day, he was still Steve Rogers. He never said he was Captain America. As for John Walker, he always said Captain America. Hi, I'm Captain America. I'm Captain America. Never failed to. He always said he was Captain America and never John Walker, saying because he felt that he was, you know, this Captain America. He represented America, which was kind of sad too. Like he wants to be this person so much, and yet it's almost like he's in denial. He's trying to believe that he's Captain America, even though he's a little bit unhinged. Like he's like off his rocker. So it's like, well, you know, he can't. He's like in denial.
Yeah, no, I get you. That's actually a good idea. That's a good analysis on him because I didn't realize
Also,
that.
after I saw the promo, I kept reading on the comments, and one comment took me. It was kind of interesting. It said Captain America represents how America should be. John Walker is how America is.
Hmm.
And I was like, that is so true. With everything going on in this world, you could see like what John Walker represents. At
Yeah,
the end of that episode, it's like, yeah, definitely. This is what America is right now. Then Captain America is pretty much the America he, you know, that like he was only the person that was representing America himself, because in the end of the day, it was still, you know, it was still pretty cruel. It was still the John Walker of America, you know, it was in, you know, but he still, no matter what, still represented that.
yeah, that's a good
Kind of
take.
sad, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. There was a lot of talk about supremacy, and Zemo made a really good point of how wanting this serum for yourself in a way to fight others was kind of like a supremacist ideal. Is a
Yeah,
supremacist ideal, for the exception of Steve Rogers.
yeah,
And if it fell into the wrong hands, hands, then you would see a very distinctive view on the way that they would carry themselves with the serum. Now we did basically see this with Abomination. The Winter Soldier for us is not also John Walker, because he was, again, what's it called? He was basically found in the cold and then experimented on.
Yeah.
But do you think that he would have taken the serum if he was given the choice?
I don't think so.
I agree.
I don't know. I don't think he would. It was crazy because that conversation went back to back. The conversation between Zemo and Sam, and the conversation between Hoskins and John. When he asked Hoskins, would you have taken the serum? He was like, hell yeah. And then when we get cut to another scene, Zemo asks Sam, would you have taken the serum? He's like, no, I wouldn't. Like, he said it right away, like no hesitation. He said, you didn't hesitate. And then he said, yeah, I would have, that serum shouldn't exist. It should be destroyed. And then he says, it's like you speaking like a god.
Question: in the comics, does Punisher get the serum too?
I don't know.
Because he also has healing abilities quicker than a human being. But I don't remember if he gets the serum.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I always felt that
because that's a good way.
That he was able to tolerate pain and
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't think he had the serum. He was just.
Or was
capable.
it like a secondary, or kind of like one of those?
Yeah, it was like one of those. Like, it was just something he was capable of actually withstanding. Like, he had a pain threshold.
So,
that even in the comic book, Spider-Man said, I've hit him with everything I've gotten before, and that dude didn't even stay down.
So what if that's how they bring Punisher in? Let's say the power broker kind of makes a serum, but it's not that good. He has hired a mercenary to get one of these guys, hence it's Thomas.
I don't know. Characters out would be,
Do you like Harley in the show? The whole conversation when he comes in one of the scenes and they're talking. Let me tell you something. When heroes want to go and have a negotiation or have a talk with the villain at first, says so much about a hero.
Yeah.
A lot of people did not like a lot of people did not like New 52 Superman, sorry, because he came in first battle and then talk. A lot of people did mention that they liked pre-New 52 because he came in first talking. Yeah. And then if that didn't go well, then he would resort to fighting. That's what a lot of Jedis do.
Right when you start freaking Justice League fight in New 52, right away Superman's already battling out with Green Lantern and Batman just for the freaking mother box, because he assumes one of them's the Parademon.
Yeah. Why people didn't like him, because he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and and Superman always represented, like, let's talk first before. If we could settle this through a conversation, then maybe, we don't have to fight. Because that's the least that he wanted to do, is fight. But if something sort of, if he has to fight, then that's when he actually, sells it by fighting.
It says a lot about a character that first wants to talk and talk it out. That way there's no more repercussions, or there's no more, things that will lead to more deaths, as Falcon says it.
Yeah.
And then Walker doesn't do that.
No.
He's so impatient, and I said it when I was like watching. I was like, "Wow, you're fucking impatient. It's pissing me off. How are you Cap if you're this?"
It bothered me. And you kind of started to understand what was going on and what was going to happen to Hoskins in that episode, when little by little you started to see that he was sympathizing more with Sam than what John was when
Yeah,
John
yeah,
was
yeah.
talking. Like Sam was like, "Let me talk to her by myself. I'm the only one. I may understand what she's going through." And Hoskins was like, "Yeah, John, just let him talk. Yeah, I think it's a good idea if he talks to her." Like he was a little bit like his expressions were kind of changing a little bit more. He wasn't like, you know, like looking at Sam and Bucky hard. At some point, he was looking at John as is something's going on, and he was looking at Sam with sympathy, like like they were trying to do something to stop this before getting worse. But it seemed like John and John was like literally wanted to go in there like a freaking bun rush everything and take everything down, and then decide to talk.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's so grounded. That's the only word that I can come up with right now. That's like good, because it's reminding me so much of like Winter Soldier and how good this show is. But I don't know where I would place it. Where I think it's on par with WandaVision as well.
It's on par with WandaVision, but it also feels like a sequel to Winter Soldier, and it kind of fixes what Captain America Civil War,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think I said it in the last episode. It feels like it kind of fixes that.
I
So
love you
I
more, Shaddy. You got
so
you.
yeah, I feel like it yeah, it feels like it's a direct sequel to Winter Soldier.
Agreed. I think we talked enough about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Got to move on to Invincible.
Yeah, it's slowly the way that show's going. I want the mother to finally figure it out, but
Son,
she's slowly. It's like putting things together, and she's not even being the same. Like she needs to cool down before they realize that she's gonna find out something, and I'm scared for her.
son, I'm scared too. I'm like, yo, no, I like you. And then what if some shit happens where I don't know? Have you read the comic yet? I bought it
No.
on Amazon. All right, well, you should, because I'm about to do that tomorrow because I forgot. But yeah, the way that they're setting it up and the way that these characters, I still don't understand Omni Man and his way of doing it. But then I'm like, okay, so because I told you like last week I was learning more about Invincible and the Vultramites and everything. Viltrumites, sorry, and the way that they were so-called conquering, or not conquering, helping other planets, but basically having sexual intercourse with other of these beings and these planets, and then creating more Vultramites. They're creating more Vultramites for their army because they don't age as other aliens or us do.
Yeah.
Those Vultramite, I believe he's like 1,000 years old or something like. You couldn't believe that? I know.
Almost died.
Yeah. So this man, so they're old. So I understand why they kind of, I guess, want to conquer for some weird reason. Um,
It's like it's it's funny because it kind of feels like a what Dragon Ball was, that Goku was sent to Earth specifically to
Yeah.
rule over them as soon as he
Yeah.
hit a certain age, but then he hit his head and then he became a good guy. It's all similar. There's always these slight connections to the Justice League there with stuff from Marvel and all this put together into one whole thing, because then we don't really get to see how the streets are in besides when we see it in Batman and Robin or Nightwing in the comic books. We get to see like everything that happens in the streets, drugs and all that stuff. But then everything is like either we see things in the supernatural, we see things out of space, and then only through Batman we get to see the streets, and only through the Batman family we only get to see the streets. And this is one of those things where I felt like it why when the characters were created for Marvel, there was a lot of them that were always grounded and they were always in New York City.
Right.
like Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and all these. Yes, sometimes they fought like in secret wars and they were out there, but at the end of the day, they was still on down the block on Hell's Kitchen, stopping crime and all this stuff. And I felt like Invincible kind of brought us there for a little while and showed us that, you don't really like he's saying like you don't really care about us. We're down here. Things do happen to us. You guys take care of like the big monsters and all this stuff. Well, right here is like, it's still pretty dangerous here too.
Right.
Yeah.
But this episode was more hard heavy because coming off of basically watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier and how that ended, and then to watch this episode and how trusting can Mark be with this one guy, and then the savagery of that fight in the end. I literally did not see that shit coming.
Yeah. What the crazy thing was about that the father was like, no, you can't be helping these people, just worry about other things.
Yeah.
That kind of threw me off. It's like, wait, aren't you supposed to be saving lives? Like, what if he's just saving a couple of people from down the block or, in the streets, So what? Just let him do his job. He's just trying to help out the little guy, But yeah, it's I don't know. It's like he's slowly showing his colors,
Yeah, this show
like a
is
lot more.
good, and this show is good. But then I'm also watching My Hero Academia, and it's kind of like it's filler episodes right now. But previous seasons were really, really good and some gruesome shit. But this show is also good because it's totally different. And now we're gonna get Jupiter on Netflix.
Yeah,
Jupiter Legacy, I think it's called, live action. Yo, their costumes look fucking nice.
Yeah, they do.
They look so. How are they better? How is their budget completely different than what we saw? With what's their fucking names? Inhumans. Inhumans looked really tacky.
They did. They do. They look like CW costumes.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. Oh, did you spot though, like the emblem of Superman and Lois? It's more like a shirt, kind of. Not a shirt, but like kind of like a spandex type of thing. Peep that?
No.
Yeah, it's not like an emblem that's like out, kind of like Man of Steel or like Superman Returns. It's more of a shirt that's in design. Yeah. I was noticing. I wanted to peep on it a little bit more. Yeah, because like even in like Brandon Routh with his Superman when he came back, it was more of a shield, but it's also like out. It's like they added to it. Literally, they added like a magnet or something. This one is more of a shirt, like it's actually like flat.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
no, I didn't. I wasn't even paying attention to that. But now I definitely got to see that.
Yeah. Watch Naruto. I'm not gonna watch Naruto. There's like 800 episodes. You gonna watch Naruto?
Yeah, that sounds like a commitment.
I'm already committed. I'm okay.
Yeah,
a lot of things. Shows. Talking about shows.
After a while, it starts to. After the whole Naruto and Sasuke fight, it's just a gigantic filler. Just episodes and episodes of filler. I don't know why it didn't just end there with the Sasuke and Naruto fight and then start the Shippuden series. But no, it just ended up doing just fillers. And I was like, why am I watching fillers? You ain't going to see Sasuke. You're just going to see all the rest of the other characters, and none of these stories are going to matter because they're not going to affect any of those characters at all. But the fighting was always fantastic in the show. That I enjoyed.
I did watch the Rock Lee fight when he takes off his sandbags and then he just goes apeshit because he's quick as fuck. I did see that fight. That was like, yo, this show looks nice, but never got into it.
No, I usually get into watching the fights, but There's a lot of nice fights in that entire series. I
Yeah.
love the way the animation is, and when they do the fighting, it feels really quick and speedy, and it's really good.
Yeah. Astro, are you here? Just to let you know. I just want to know. Not then I'll text you later. But Invincible, it's also funny how Omni Man was just standing, basically flying and just looking down, seeing his son basically get pulverized by that fucking beast.
Yeah,
That beast will end the fucking hammer strike to the fucking abdomen.
yeah,
I was like, bruh. And then this man takes off his suit, which is basically nothing, comes in and tries to fight Beast, and just gets fucking demolished with his arm ripped off and everything. Son.
yeah. That
I was like,
oh, those scenes were just. I was like, oh man, guys, stay down, please. It says I just can't see this anymore.
yo,
Like I was like, how are they gonna survive this now? These guys were demolishing every single one of those members. Like it was just like I thought Invincible was gonna like pop up and then just gone and done ape shit on all of them, but that didn't happen. So I was like, what's gonna happen? Like I'm just like confused. Like these characters are barely as powerful as Invincible. Like they're like they're trying.
yeah, yeah.
I don't feel like that super
And the
team is
fucking girl that turns into a beast.
Yeah.
Son. Oh my god, that was so fucking horrible. What a son. I couldn't even think. Oh my god, that shit hit me in the fucking heart. I wanted to cry after this episode. Seriously, because you felt how destroyed
yeah.
they fucking felt.
I felt so bad for her because she was one of those characters that she's a character you have to kind of you find sympathy because every time she transforms into a beast, she has something to lose as opposed to everybody else. Like she's literally like goes down in age. She gets younger and younger, and while she's getting older. So it's kind of sad. Like she like was battling and fighting, and then all of a sudden they freaking burn her face, and then I'm like, oh my god, I felt bad. And the thing is that I know the robot was trying to help her out and trying to fix her, because I think when he was looking for the blood I think it was for her. I think to help her out with her to stay a certain type of level of like not to age. Not to de-age, pretty much. De-age. Is that even a word?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
Hey Brandon, I know you're a beast, but you're only a beast at video games, nothing else. Thank you. Have a good one. But yeah, yeah. I think that was for somebody else though. I think the blood was for something else. I think the blood.
because he was like he gave it to the two twins for
They clones himself, but
about genetics and stuff like that. But I didn't see him take blood from any of them. But he was, I think. But I started noticing that the robot was sympathizing with her from time to time.
no,
like
he
having
did. Don't you remember? He shook somebody's hand. He's like, "Ah, robot, what the hell?" I think it was Rex. He took blood from Rex. Yeah, so yeah, I think he took blood from Rex. But why does he want blood from Rex?
Huh.
I don't. Yeah, it's interesting how Robot is I don't know, secret villain, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's a little.
man.
It's a lot. It's like we're trying to figure out what's going on with Omni Man. We're also trying to figure out what's up with that dude with the bald head with the short white hair who's working in the government, the one that teleports everywhere. Yeah, he's usually in secret trying to work things out. Then Robot's trying to do something, but then he was also working with him. So it's like it's kind of all over the place, and you can't really, because this is a new show for us, we can't really throw in any theories. We could assume like, oh, maybe he is working with whatever. You know, you could throw theories with Falcon and Winter Soldier because we've seen enough Marvel movies to know that anything's possible and somebody could pop out of the blue. You know, we could assume that in the next couple of episodes, General Ross will probably pop up out of nowhere, make a cameo, you know, but it's kind of difficult to assume with the Invisible unless you've read the comics and stuff like that. But then I've known that if I know Robert Kirkman was the one that wrote Invincible, and he wrote he did The Walking Dead, so I wouldn't be surprised if he slightly changes certain things, you know, because he's changed a lot of the story in there. But then it's also different because in a live action show, people leave. So you kind of have to change certain things. But when they ask for more money, it's like, yeah, we're going to kill them, you know? So it's like, as for Invincible, depending on how they could easily alter the storyline in a cartoon, the way they see fit. Because sometimes artists do that, even though they wrote it, say, maybe I should have wrote it this way, maybe. And sometimes they kind of switch things up. So I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows? They might end up switching some stuff up just to gas up some of the readers.
There's yeah, I get you. So it's Robot. It's the guy that's half bald and rocking a mullet, half-ass mullet. What's going on with Omni-Man and why he's an evil bastard, even though he's a hero. Invincible trying to get no, his mother almost figuring things out. Invincible and his relationship now with what was her name, Amber?
The black chick?
Yeah.
Is it Amber? Well, I know who you're talking about.
Right. Anyways, her and now it's like, how are they going to recover and how does he recover? And it's so intense. I don't know,
I saw
man.
it when I went to Midtown. Usually, when certain shows start popping up based on comic books, they start stacking some of the comic books up, like the volumes and all that stuff. And one of the covers had Invincible and Eve, which is this chick, the redhead, and she was carrying a child. So I don't know. They might have a child together in the near future of the episodes.
That means that he probably doesn't tell Amber.
Unless that kind of ends at some point, because eventually, yeah, he has to tell her at some point that he's him and whatever. I mean, right now with everything going on, he's in a freaking hospital, probably knocked unconscious. She's gonna want to go see him, but really, I don't think she's gonna end up seeing him anyway because he's gonna be in that facility that his father.
And they're not gonna let him in.
Yeah,
that's a GG.
So that's pretty much a whole lie, and that relationship might end.
I wanted to Google when Netflix is going to release Jupiter.
There's only 4 volumes of that series. They're like thin, too.
Oh wow! Jupiter Legacy here.
Yeah, he also did a series called Jupiter Ascending. Was it Ascending? Legacy. Wow. I'm just waiting for him to start coming up with the other shows that he kept freaking making comic books about, because I'm dying to see the Magic Order. I want to see Prodigy. I want to see all the other shows. What was it?
Oh, these guys are old.
What?
These guys are old. The guys that play the heroes.
Yeah, from the looks of it, like it looks like from the trailer they start out young.
They look like
it takes place like years ago.
It's kind of like Kingdom Come, then flashbacks.
Yeah,
interesting. That'd be cool. They look dope as fuck though. They look like strong
You
old
know, it's
men.
funny, and I have to say, like Mark Miller might be one of those writers that sort of takes from other stories and other characters, but sort of make it his own. Like he makes it his own, like completely his own. Like I feel like, like the boys, what do you see there? The Justice League members in there that you feel like, oh, he's like Human Torch. Oh, he's like this guy. And then there's Invincible. You start to see like the Justice League members there too. You saw Luke Cage last week, and you start seeing these characters that are so similar, like Teen Titans and all these other characters. Feel like these are characters that were already created. They just like slightly altered it and he made it his own. But I always felt like Mark Miller had a way of always kind of changing. Like Wanted, which is nothing like the movie, and the whole assassination, the whole of order was to kill superheroes, and that was it. And they kind of insinuate that Superman was killed in the comic book, but they don't say like his name was Superman. They just like one of the characters in there shows a cape, and he said, "This is my prized possession." There's a red cape, and it was like, "How did I was the one who killed him?" But they don't like insinuate. You could tell like, oh, I know what they're implying. It's Superman. The red cape. He keeping a red cape, but it's like, you get the idea that that's what he was. That's what he was going for. It was like these assassins were killing superheroes, but it's like, it's very original. It's like you wouldn't assume like these ordinary assassins would be killing these freaking superheroes. It's like the boys.
Right.
The boy, it's just regular human beings. And the funny thing is, how most of them have like superheroes have Clark Kent and Wally West and all this stuff. The characters with the is the boys. They're the ones with the names like Mother's Milk, uh, 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 Billy Butcher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
And mother's milk is like the weirdest thing, but it catches on.
Mother's Milk.
Well, you gotta love his character.
No, yeah, he's the only one that he always tries. He's the only one that puts Billy grounded.
Yeah.
Like when he wants to spaz out, Mother's Milk is the only one who kind of like, yeah, we need to, like puts him in his place. We need to do this the right way,
Yeah, he's part of his good
If,
conscience.
if I think if Mother's Milk wasn't there, freaking Billy would have freaking killed this guy a long time ago. What's his name? The other main dude, the skinny
Frenchie?
dude. No, though I love Frenchie. Frenchie's one of my favorites.
He goes crazy.
It's like,
yeah.
yeah, like he's smart, and I like when they beat the invisible guy, and I said, wait, if we can't penetrate his skin, then we could probably do something like inside of him. And I was like, oh, he's just figuring it out, and he felt it was really cool. I love Frenchie. And then like his backstory and why he was trying to help a friend of his and all that stuff when they went in the
Dude, that was pretty sick.
because Mother's Milk wanted to know why was it that you left us. It was something that happened and he was supposed to be there, but he wasn't there because his friend was ODing, and that kind of, and seeing that backstory, and it was like, okay, now you kind of understand, he was wanted to save his friend. In the end, it's like they didn't even appreciate the help that he gave.
Yeah. Yeah, oh man. When's that coming back?
Oh, they're already
Fall?
filming season 3.
Oh, nice. Be back in the fall or some winter season. Nice. That's some
I like
good
that.
shit.
I like the cast. They always posting stuff on
They're so cool.
posting stuff.
They're so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a good episode, man. Talked about a lot, and I don't know any new moves or anything like that Netflix or DC is doing. You know anything about DC?
Well, DC
News?
right now, when there was one story that they said they wanted to keep the Batman, Robert Pattinson in Earth 2. That it was going to stay in Earth 2. Then They're also talking about changing freaking Ezra Miller as Flash at some point. There's some talk that somehow, you know, that then there's a story that Warner Brothers is not. It doesn't like the fact that The Rock is still wants to keep on with the Snyderverse. Then there was Ray Fisher was talking about that he wanted to, there was talks between the director of the Flash and him, and how they were going to go about it with the Flash movie and how he was going to be in the film, and he's still hoping that he can make it into that film. So it's like they really want to end this entire Justice League Snyderverse and wanted to get it out of the way and not make anything of it.
But that's so dumb because you started with him and then you gave him his movie and now you see this success and then they shitted on, like, they lied about basically the HBO subscriptions on how it was Wonder Woman and then Godzilla helping him with the subscriptions. I'm like, whoa, you're completely missing the Zack Snyder cut. Because that shit boosted all your fucking numbers. And it did.
And it's funny, they said that 36% of people actually didn't only finish the Snyder cut.
Shit.
I honestly, I don't feel like, it doesn't feel like a realistic number.
Why wouldn't they? So dumb. I don't know.
And they're saying on the first time that they saw it, they didn't finish it. And I say, well, how about the other days? I could understand that some people can't stay 4 hours in front of a freaking screen. I mean, at least they could come back to it. How about those that actually mention the people that actually watched it and finished it? Because those numbers are still there. Just connect them both. But no, they definitely want to eliminate this.
So stupid. Why are executives so stupid, man? That's why I don't like WDB, and they needed to. I wish DC was bought by somebody else other than like Comcast or Universal. 'Cause I think Universal would have done a really weird job with them.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, because the way it.
But imagine DC, Disney.
I felt they would have done an excellent job with them. I think they would have represented the characters the way they should be represented. I enjoy Zack Snyder's Superman, but we still haven't yet seen the Superman from Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
Like that version that we need hope. There was so much hope in those movies. Like there was like you were able to accomplish anything, and all the other Henry Cavill, even though I loved him as Superman and I felt like he had the look, he had the build and the sharp, like the look to play Superman, it still wasn't the Superman that we grew up with.
Right.
It's not even in the Justice League cartoons. We still haven't gotten. We even in the Justice League cartoons, we were able to get that Superman. We were, that witty banter, always, having these little things with Lois Lane and these, making jokes and stuff like that. And I think that's what's sort of missing. Somebody came out and said, which I sort of felt that this is kind of true, is the reason that they can't write a good Superman is that they spend most of the times making Superman from alternate universes that aren't like the Supermans we grew up with. Like Injustice or the Justice Lords or, things like that. There's always a Superman. And so why do we have to keep making Superman evil all the time? We've done it many, many times. And, I think it's been done before, but Injustice kind of put it out there. And then they started looking back and it's like, oh, it's been done before. We could do it again, and then you kept seeing it. Even in the new show Lois and Superman, you see that there's an alternate version of Superman that he was like killing and murdering people.
Basically.
So it's like we always get that, we're not. I guess it's hard for them to write Superman because they're never getting the Superman they should be writing about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think he's in. I think it shouldn't be that difficult to write Superman. He's a pretty simple character. Like
one of the things that they could do is that episode in the comic that they did with Wonder Woman and Batman.
The what?
The Wonder Woman with Wonder Woman and Batman, where Superman basically goes and he's trapped in Krypton, believing and imagining that he lived his life in Krypton.
Yeah.
That whole episode and comic is just so good. A lot of people have that in their top 5 of Superman stories. I think they should do that as a movie. Like probably like Man of Steel 3.
I stumbled upon an article saying like, hey, which characters should we see in Superman and Lois? So they mentioned like some of them, which is kind of funny. They said, which characters should we see in Superman and Lois? And then they mentioned a whole bunch of characters, but they also mentioned characters that they don't want. They said, how about you just give us a list of characters that you want to see? But they mentioned Bebo. I know you remember Bebo. He's the guy who owns the bar. He has like weird ears.
Mm-hmm.
He was always in the bar.
Yeah.
Now one character I would love for them to actually redeem is John Henry Irons, who played Steel.
Oh yeah.
I would love to see him because he was like a scientist and and he made his own suit and things like that. And I would like to see that character pop up. Sort of have somebody to come out and saying, it's like I'm dressed up as a man, like as this hero,
That'd be dope as fuck.
I would like to see him, and it looks like the way this show is looking, like the graphic wise, it's looking good. I could see him actually rocking that suit and look legit. I would like to see him. And they mentioned Superboy Prime, and I was like, they said no to not popping up, and I was like, why not? Why, screw that. Throw a curveball one day. Just
about a multiverse that can lead to other movies. That'd be dope. I'm also thinking of like the Blackest Night event. Could totally do that.
If they only did that. I thought about it. Like I said it, like if I were to write it, I would write it like as if it would be like the Infinity War of DC.
Yeah.
I always thought like, what if you were able to make, because the way certain movies work is like we get three movies. Marvel does 3 movies of each character, as opposed to Thor, who's getting 4 movies. Like each character has had 3 movies, but yet we saw them in like the Avengers. We still saw these characters. So it's like, what do we get to see? Like 3 movies with Hal Jordan, and his story. Then 3 movies with Kal Reiner. Then 3 movies with Jon Stewart. The Green Lantern series could go on forever, and then even actually end up turning it into the Blackest Night, and then include the entire. It will be like the Infinity War of that series, because you could come up with a lot of stories with them. Because it doesn't have to just be Hal Jordan all the time.
There was a I don't know if I mentioned this, but in the Zack Snyder cut, there was a newspaper that was thrown in the Daily Planet, and it said finding an architect for Metropolis. I was like, is that Kyle Rayner? Because he was an artist. They could just
he was an artist, but he did like comic book stuff. I actually want to see that episode, because Kyle Reiner, when Kyle Reiner first appears in the cartoons, he appears in a Superman comic, and he becomes a comic book artist in Metropolis, and he ends up getting the ring.
Yeah, that'd be dope as well. I thought that was, and I thought we were gonna get Kyle Reiner as one of the Green Lanterns, but it was supposed to be Jon Stewart. So.
Yeah.
And they casted the guy, but I don't know if they're gonna use him in the HBO series. Which,
Dude, they had an action figure.
yeah, they did.
And
they
that's
had
kind of
a
messed. It's like they
poster or
already had
something
an
like
action
that. Yeah.
figure.
It's so stupid, man. I'm telling you. I don't know what these executives are doing. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I don't know if it's revenge or some
It's
shit.
because they're afraid of what the films might become. Ever since Batman versus Superman, they have been on edge with how certain.
But that's
things
because they
should be
edited
written.
it down and it was so well shitty. It was done shitty. It was done well shitty. So bad. And now they don't want to own up to their mistake of like not letting Zack Snyder finish his movie.
And then even Zach didn't even take anything out of that damn thing. He did it for free. And he said that the reason he did that was because he wanted the studios to trust him more. Like there's always him coming back. And I feel like they're never gonna end up calling him back for anything that he wants to do. You know, there's a better chance that Marvel might end up hitting him up. There's actually a possibility that Marvel might get Christopher Nolan to direct a Marvel movie. I would like to see that. What can Christopher Nolan direct a Marvel movie? Because his movies are always so like very original and odd, like have this weird look to it. It's always like, you know, sometimes he kind of goes
Daredevil?
like into what? Daredevil?
Daredevil movie?
I could see that happen. I could see Christopher Nolan do Daredevil. Since he did Batman, I could see him, you know, do Daredevil.
Defenders?
There's there's Daredevil talk. They said that the new show, the spin-off to Hawkeye, which I think is called Echo, she's also deaf mute, I think.
Yeah.
So they said that she might end up having a relationship with Daredevil.
Oh.
So she might pop up into the show. I mean, we already know that he's in Spider-Man. It's been said so many times and no one has denied it at all. You know, because Kevin Feige right away, he'll be like, nope, that's not happening. No one has denied it. So
Definitely
we're
gonna get
definitely
him.
going to see him.
Yeah,
She-Hulk is already filming, so
yeah.
that's cool.
Oh man, I hope they do good on her. I don't want her to do.
I think they will, because I think the way these shows are going, they're going really well. And I already have high hopes for Moon Knight. Have you seen this guy training for Moon Knight?
No, I haven't seen him training.
Oh man, he was coming in like hard fighting, like how when Sebastian Stan was training for his Bucky role, he was pretty nice. He was doing the training. What's his name? Spanish dude. What's his name?
Oscar.
Huh?
Oscar.
Yeah. And the
Oscar.
funny thing is, everybody say, "Why didn't you get a Jewish guy?" And it's like, yeah, Jewish is a race. It's not a. It's not a race.
Oscar.
Is it Oscar Isaac?
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Damn. I gotta see the training prep for that one. Yeesh.
I think he'll be fine. I think he's gonna be really cool as that character. They wanted him to be.
And they're coming out with Dune, which I don't know when that's coming out. You know about Dune? Yeah. All those movies.
Yeah. It should be on your HBO Max, like movies that are supposed to appear, that are supposed to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot it's
soon.
HBO. It's
Yeah.
coming out.
So
with them.
yeah, they'll probably be in theaters before.
Did you see
it goes-
Godzilla?
Yeah,
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it.
You did? I found
I
the
felt like
back.
it was nonstop. I felt like it was nonstop fighting, and it was good. And I gladly enjoyed that they added less of the human aspects to it. But when they added the human aspects to it, it was annoying the
It
hell
was
out of me.
dreadful to watch it, bro. I was like, to
didn't
watch the
even-
human aspects, to fight the fighting scenes were great. human just a whole
Yeah,
human
the
interactions.
human
Everybody
things.
just
Yeah,
talking. It was just so like
the scene when
I
they're
can't.
trying to hack the system to stop Mechagodzilla, and I was like, oh my god, if these people weren't there, then they would have it would have been nice just to have a 2-to-1 brawl with Godzilla, and just have them destroy it, not to have somebody on the side try to, you know, help them out in the situation. And I didn't want that. They didn't need to add those characters. I felt like
They were so
everybody else,
useless in the movie.
yeah,
They were
maybe the
so.
little
What the fuck was the whole
Yeah.
point of them? For them, for what? To see what? For them to see what? To do what? Pour water in a fucking computer. That's it. Pour liquor. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was they really didn't give us anything. They really didn't show us anything, and they really didn't do much.
Such a dumb. I don't know.
That should have been taken out completely. I felt like everything else from the humans or this guy that's trying to, find the power stone to give him energy or whatever, more battery life or whatever. All that, that's villainy. I want to, he's like trying to be that villain that wants to. So I don't like those things were fine, but those
you-
kids were just like, why are we following these kids?
I hated those kids so much.
Yeah.
I don't like the kid, the boy. I don't like him. I didn't like him in Deadpool 2. Found him so annoying in Deadpool 2. I don't know.
Weird kid.
His
Yeah.
accent. He's from New Zealand. They have accents, but I was like, yo, why does your accent sound so fake as fuck? I'm sorry to take a shit on somebody like that, but it felt so fake as fuck. Even my sister was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this accent? Like, I don't know if it's fake or not. I'm gonna assume it's fake. It's not fake. Hold off.
It threw me off because I don't know. I think it's because all the characters around her and her father and all that thing are American. So when this character with a different accent came on, it was like, okay, you must be in a different country of some sort because you have a friend that speaks a different accent. It's kind of, it just like it threw me off,
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, but I guess I've been a huge fan of Godzilla since day one, since I first.
Oh
started
yeah, me
watching
too.
Godzilla.
I've seen like most of the Japanese movies that
Yeah.
they released. A lot of them, especially Mega Godzilla. Did you like his design in this one? Because I didn't.
It was, yeah,
His design was kind of crappy. I like the old one. The old one
Say-
still rules.
I don't know. I think they could have improved a little bit, but they had to like upgrade them at least a lot more. I guess that's why they did it the way they did, in this one.
For me, it wasn't. It didn't hit the spot. It didn't hit the Mega Godzilla spot. I'd still prefer the old one, especially in Ready Player One. Sick.
Oh yeah,
They did
I
it
love
better.
that
What the
scene.
fuck?
Yeah.
Especially with Iron Giant. Sheesh. And then what's his name?
Gundam.
Gundam. Yeah.
Oh, they're doing a live action Gundam on Netflix. Which
Yes,
I don't
I
know.
did see that.
Yeah,
Did you
I
know
don't
that Japan made a fucking real life Gundam? I
It looks
was like,
cool,
what?
Yeah.
Man, that shit looks so cool. I want to go. I want to go and see
Yeah.
that. That's
We
sick.
were
as-
doing nuclear missiles here. They're doing Gundams over there.
Or slacking.
It's like, why can't we do things like that?
Why can't we build an Iron Giant, my guy?
Oh man, that would be amazing.
An Iron Giant. That's an all-American machine. They got Mechagodzilla and Gundam. We could get that. We got Power Rangers for fuck's sakes.
Well, Power Rangers was Japanese first.
That is true.
Yeah. And everything was always Power Rangers looking. Did you ever see the Spider-Man that he was able back
Yeah,
then?
yeah. He made a
Christ.
No. but we got Iron Giant. I can't think of another big one. Optimus Prime.
Yeah, they were American.
Yeah, they're American. Yeah. There you go. Autobots, Autobots and Decepticons. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this will be the end of this episode because now we're talking about real life machines that can obliterate the human race. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, hope you have a good night, good day, good afternoon, good morning, and I shall see you. Shall see you guys next week. Yeah. Anything to add, Joey?
All right. Have a good night, guys. Subscribe to us at Geek Mythos Podcast. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, Facebook, and we are also in TikTok.
That's Geek Mythos. I couldn't get the one for Twitch for Geek Mythos as the name Geek Mythos because somebody stole it and they only have one follower. Yeah. So it's Geek Mythos Pod for Twitch. Sucks. But whatever.
Switch it up, like put a hyphen or something.
I could put an underscore.
Dash or something to try to.
Underscore?
I don't know, something to sort of separate geek. I mean, to separate Geek Mythos and then something and then podcasts.
No, you can't do pod. It's like a. I don't know. I'll see. Anyways, have a good night. See you later, Geek Gods. Peace.